feel lost, like you're fighting an invisible battle in life? What if you could get advice from warriors who face death every day? In this video, we unlock 7 powerful pieces of wisdom from the legendary samurai warriors. Who were these samurai? Fierce warriors and philosophers like Miyamoto Musashi, men who lived by the sword and a strict code of honor. Why listen to them? Because their battle-tested wisdom can teach you to conquer your own life challenges. Stick around, and by the end, you'll carry 7 samurai lessons to forge your path from confusion to confidence. Advice number 1: embrace discipline. You fight how you practice. In 1604, a 13-year-old boy named Miyamoto Musashi stepped into a duel against a seasoned samurai. Everyone expected his defeat, but Musashi had spent years training relentlessly under his father's tutelage. In a flash of steel, the boy won. That victory was no fluke. It was the result of rigorous daily discipline. Musashi would go on to remain undefeated in over 60 duels, forging himself through sheer willpower and practice. He trained alone in the mountains and forests for months at a time, swinging his sword thousands of times until his body moved with instinctive precision. Your daily habits decide your success. As Musashi put it, you can only fight the way you practice. A warrior who neglects training will falter when it counts. Likewise, if you lack discipline in everyday life, sleeping in, skipping the hard work, your battle, whether it's exams, job challenges, or personal goals, will be lost before it begins. Embrace a routine that builds you up. Wake up early, hone your skills, take care of your body. Consistency is the sword of discipline that cuts through chaos. Maybe you struggle with procrastination or feel too lazy to pursue your goals. Think of Musashi practicing in the cold dawn while others slept. Discipline isn't easy, but it turns ordinary men into unstoppable warriors. Start small, set a daily schedule, and stick to it like your life depends on it. Over time, your disciplined habits will become reflexes, empowering you to handle bigger challenges. The samurai's message is clear: forge your mind and body through practice, so when life tests you, you're already prepared for battle. Advice number 2: control your emotions. Never fight in anger. Picture a samurai finally confronting the man who betrayed and murdered his master. Sword in hand, he has every right to seek vengeance. The traitor, cornered and desperate, spits in the samurai's face, hurling insults. Rage flares in the warrior's chest. Anyone would understand if he struck the man down in that instant. But what does the samurai do? He halts, wipes his face, and sheathes his sword. He turns and walks away, leaving his enemy alive for now. Why? Because if he killed in anger, it would no longer be justice. It would be personal revenge, tainted by his loss of self-control. Only when he can execute his duty with a calm mind will he return to finish what he started. Control your emotions, or they will control you. A samurai who loses his temper on the battlefield makes mistakes and invites defeat. The same is true in your life. Rash words or actions in anger can destroy relationships, careers, and your own self-respect. The warrior in our story mastered himself by not letting anger dictate his action. This is summed up by Musashi's wisdom. If you wish to control others, you must first control yourself. In other words, master your inner state before you can master any situation. Think about times when someone provoked you: a bully at school, a disrespectful coworker, or even a friend who crossed the line. Your heart pounds, face heats up, fists clench, and the easy path is to lash out or make impulsive decisions. But samurai wisdom urges the opposite. Take a deep breath and reclaim your calm. Walk away if you must, just like that samurai, until you're thinking clearly again. This doesn't mean you never stand up for yourself. It means you do so with poise and strategy, not uncontrolled rage. Practice this. The next time you're angry, pause. Remember the samurai wiping his face. Channel that image to stay cool. Over time, you'll find a new strength, the ability to face chaos with composure. In the game of life, the man who stays calm under fire wins the long battle. Advice number 3: overcome fear. Fight as if already dead. In the dead of night before a battle, a young samurai sits by a campfire, hands trembling slightly as he thinks of tomorrow's fight. He knows the enemy outnumbers his side. He's seen comrades panic and flee in fear only to be cut down. But this samurai closes his eyes and meditates on his own death. He imagines the worst, falling on the field. In doing so, a strange peace comes over him. By the time the sun rises, he has accepted that he might die, and in that acceptance, his fear loses its grip. He stands up with steady eyes, ready to charge. His motto echoes an ancient teaching of Miyamoto Musashi: to win any battle, you must fight as if you are already dead. With nothing to lose, the samurai fights ferociously and turns the tide, achieving victory where others would have crumbled. Courage is not the absence of fear, but acting despite it. The samurai learned to accept death as inevitable, which paradoxically freed them from fear. In modern terms, this means accept the worst-case scenario in your challenges, and you'll rob fear of its power. When you're no longer paralyzed by what might happen, you can give 100% effort to make something happen. Every man feels fear. True warriors do what must be done anyway. Remember, the warrior does not fear death, for he knows it is inevitable. Advice number 4. Find purpose, never stray from the way. Why did samurai fight so bravely and endure such hardship? Because they had a powerful purpose. Every samurai swore by Bushido, the way of the warrior, a code of honor and loyalty. He knew exactly what he was living and dying for. Maybe it was loyalty to his lord and clan, protecting his family, or upholding his honor. This clarity of purpose was like a compass in the darkest times. Even a masterless samurai, Ronin, would wander in search of a new cause or master, because a warrior without purpose was a warrior lost. Miyamoto Musashi, who had no lord, devoted himself to a personal mission, perfecting his strategy and sharing his philosophy. He ended up writing the Book of 5 Rings and a 21-point life code for others, his own form of Bushido. His final instruction in that code was, never stray from the way. In other words, once you've found your path, stay true to it no matter what temptations or doubts arise. The samurai teaches us to identify your way, your mission or core values, and align your actions to it every day. Purpose gives you strength. A warrior who knows why he fights will endure almost anyhow. When you have a reason to get up every morning, whether it's pursuing a career you're passionate about, providing for loved ones, or following a personal creed, you become unstoppable. Distractions and difficulties won't knock you off course for long, because you can always orient back to your North Star. If you're a young man feeling lost, it might be because you haven't found a purpose that genuinely fires you up. Start by reflecting on what truly matters to you. Is it mastering an art or skill? Is it helping others or creating something meaningful? Maybe you don't know yet, that's okay. Explore, try new experiences, learn about fields that interest you, read about people who inspire you. When something resonates deeply, set a goal or principle around it and make that your way. Write down your purpose and keep it where you can see it. Let it remind you that your life has direction and meaning. With a clear purpose, you'll gain a newfound resilience and motivation each day, because you're no longer wandering, you're walking a warrior's path. Advice number 5. Build resilience. Fall 7 times, stand up 8. During Japan's feudal era, even the greatest warriors tasted defeat. A young samurai might train for years and still lose his first duel or fail to protect his lord in battle. Imagine one such samurai cut down and left for dead on a battlefield. Shame and failure weighing heavier than his wounds. He could give up right there. But perhaps he recalls an old saying from his mentors, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. In a haze of pain, he forces himself to his feet. That samurai goes into hiding, trains twice as hard, and returns stronger. In time, he redeems his honor. His initial failure becomes the very fuel that forges his later success. The code of the samurai revered resilience, the courage to press on no matter how many times life knocks you over. As Yamamoto Tsunetomo, author of Hagakure, the Samurai's Handbook, wrote, "It is good to face challenges in your youth. He who has never suffered will not sufficiently temper his character." The samurai believed that struggle and loss are the fires that temper a man's spirit, making it sharp and unbreakable. In your life, you will face setbacks, Maybe you bomb an important exam, get fired from a job, or experience a painful breakup. In those moments, it's easy to feel like a failure. But remember the samurai's mindset. Each failure is training. Ask yourself, what is this defeat teaching me? Maybe you need to study differently, develop new skills, or build emotional strength. Take that knowledge into your next attempt. Adopt the motto, fall 7, rise 8. Tattoo it in your mind. This perspective turns you from a victim of circumstances into a warrior in training. When something goes wrong, allow yourself to feel the disappointment briefly, then channel it into motivation. Say to yourself, good, now I have a reason to come back stronger. Just as a tempered blade gains its resilience from fire and hammering, you gain resilience from the challenges you overcome. Advice number 6, seek clarity, mind like still water. A legendary swordsman, Yagyu Jubei Mitsuyoshi, taught his students that a warrior's mind must be clear as a still pond even in the frenzy of battle. Imagine two samurai dueling, swords clashing, dust swirling. One has a mind racing with fear and overthinking. He's already lost. The other maintains a serene focus. He sees openings, reacts without panic, and ultimately wins. Yagyu's advice was poetic. The undisturbed mind is like the calm body of water reflecting the brilliance of the moon. Empty the mind and you will realize the undisturbed mind. In essence, when your mind is calm, you see truth and opportunities clearly, like a clear lake reflecting the moonlight. Samurai trained in Zen meditation, tea ceremony, and calligraphy to cultivate patience and presence. These practices taught them to be fully in the moment, whether in a quiet garden or a chaotic battlefield. A cool head could mean the difference between life and death. Do nothing that is of no use, Musashi advised, which in modern life might mean limit mindless social media scrolling that clouds your mind with comparison and anxiety. Instead, spend time each day in silence or doing one thing with full attention, like reading, exercising, or even just tidying up. Over time, you'll develop an undisturbed mind even under pressure. People will wonder how you stay so calm and laser-focused when everyone else is losing their heads. That's the samurai clarity at work. With a clear mind, you'll navigate challenges swiftly and effectively, making you the steady hand in a spinning world. Advice number 7, master yourself. The final battle within. After a lifetime of duels and wars, an old samurai sits in a quiet temple, reflecting on his journey. He has defeated countless opponents, navigated treacherous battlefields, and endured pain and loss. Yet, as he polishes his sword for the last time, he realizes the greatest victory he ever won was not over any enemy, but over himself. Self-mastery. That was the ultimate prize. Every lesson we've discussed, discipline, emotional control, courage, purpose, resilience, clarity, they all lead to this final insight. The fiercest battlefield is within your own mind and character. Conquering your external life means nothing if you are still a slave to your impulses, fears, or laziness. The samurai understood this deeply. As Musashi famously said, "Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men." The only competitor that truly matters is who you were yesterday. If you can defeat that person by being a little wiser, a little stronger, a little more courageous each day, then no outside opponent can ever topple you. Hold yourself accountable. Set standards for how you spend your time, how you react to difficulty, how you treat others, and then strive to meet those standards. Some days you'll fail. Remember resilience, stand up and try again. Seek wisdom constantly. Read books, learn from mentors, even learn from rivals. Like a sword needs constant polishing, self-mastery is a continuous process. Now, imagine living this way each day, always honing yourself. Over months and years, you'll undergo a transformation. The young man who was lost and uncertain becomes a focused, self-reliant individual. Others will notice your confidence and competence, but most importantly, you'll know within that you are in control of you. This mindset shift is powerful. When you truly understand that everything is within, seek nothing outside of yourself, as Musashi taught, you become the author of your destiny. External obstacles or critics won't derail you because you trust in your own ability to adapt and overcome. Your life is your battlefield and your mind is your sword. Will you sharpen it with discipline and courage, or let it rust with neglect? And if you want to see even more videos to kickstart your change, check out this next video.